In this video, we're going to be talking about how to shoot a wedding day. We're going to cover all the gear that we use, and then we're going to talk about the pre-prep, the planning, Steve-O. It's all a bit of fun. Yeah, can be stressful doing weddings though, I've got to say.
Definitely can be, but the prep is the key to a good day's work.
That's it, and they do pay well, and it's a good way to start out as a videographer. Let's get into the video. What's up guys, thanks for watching Video Park. My name's Glenn.
My name's Stephen.
And on this channel we inspire to learn, teach and create better looking video. Alright, first let's cover the gear that you need to use to shoot a wedding day. First we've got two cameras that we generally use, Steve-O.
Yeah, so we've got the 90D running on the Ronin S and we've got the 70D up on the tripod.
What, you're not using the Sony a7S III or a Cinema Red camera? Steve-O, that's all we can afford here at Video Park.
That's all we can do with Video Park.
Yes.
You don't have to have the best equipment.
We want to have two angles for weddings. Generally you don't want to shoot with one camera, you want to make sure you can cut between those at different angles and give you a bit of variety in your shots. So I've got the 90D on the Ronin S gimbal with the Sigma 18-35mm f1.8 lens. Very versatile setup. Generally use that most of the day. We also have the 24-105mm Canon f4. Nice lens, good zoom lens, quiet autofocus, and you can get some nice expression shots and that sort of thing, close-ups with that one.
Yeah. On the Canon 70D, which is the main one I use, we've got the Takina 11-16mm 2.8 f-stop wide angle lens. Great for those wide shots. It's got a bit of a noisy autofocus, so you've got to keep that in mind when you're capturing your audio. It is a bit of a noisy one. Which
moves us on to our next point, how important audio is for a wedding day or any sort of video work. We have three sources of audio that we use. So we have the lapel mics, which we have hooked up to the groom.
How lucky am I to be here today with our family and friends to call you mine.
Then we have the Zoom H1N recorder, which is our external recorder, which we use with a little micro SD card, and this thing can last about 20 hours off a couple of AAA batteries. Yeah. Awesome little piece of gear, this one.
And also has the option to be able to plug into the venue or the event audio equipment as well. So you can run it on its own as an extra source of audio pickup or recording, as well as plugging it into the audio equipment they've got at the venue.
The last source, which is the shotgun mic, which we actually got running on the 90D at the moment, filming, so we'll run some B-roll for that for you. This is probably the most important part of shooting a wedding, I think, is getting the audio right. It's something that I struggled with a bit at the start. The more audio sources you have, the better, really. Just don't leave them behind, like we've almost left the Zoom one behind before.
And this is also one of the things that you can forget quite easily. You focus mostly on trying to capture with your cameras, and the audio sort of falls apart when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
Just need to keep track of that audio. It's very important.
Moving on to lighting. You generally don't want to bring in too much lighting on the day, Steve-O.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin the ambience and the natural beauty of the day. So adding extra external light to it can wash out your shots.
And it's good to have, better quality camera with a bigger sensor, better dynamic range. It's all money, and as you get better, you can invest in more equipment and move up. The only lighting source that we do have is this little LP micro hot shoe light that goes on top of the camera, which does the job. For the dancing scenes later on in the night, you can get some nice interviews, that sort of thing from the guests. Then we have our aerial stuff. Steve-O, talk about the drone.
So we've got the Mavic 2 Zoom. Nice drone. You can check out our video review on it coming up above. But yeah, great drone for getting those aerial shots. It's got a nice lens on the front, a nice camera on the front, good zoom, and nice and easy to fly.
Let's actually move on to the wedding day itself, Steve-O. So on the day, you want to make sure you're really well planned, as best you can be. Make sure you've got plenty of batteries for your cameras, SD cards, AAA batteries, AA's. Just make sure you're fully stocked up.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You get down there on the day, your battery runs out halfway through a shoot.
The groom may kiss the bride. God bless you.
Seriously, you can never have too many batteries.
So first you're generally going to start off at the groom's place and the bride's place and get them getting ready, if that's the package that they've chosen. So with Steve and I, sometimes Steve will head over to the bride's place and I'll head over to the groom's place, or vice versa, and start filming. Sometimes if you get lucky, the bride and groom are getting ready at the same venue, which is fantastic if they're getting married there. Saves you've got one location, you can get there early, get it all done, and move straight on to the ceremony. And weddings never really go to plan. They might give you a time schedule or a time sheet, but it generally doesn't run.
Yeah, like you've just got to vibe with the day, go with what the day flows on with.
So you'll start off with the groom and the bride prep in your video normally, and then the ceremony starts. get there early. Get your tripod set up, make sure the guests know that that's where you're gonna be. So you put your tripod literally right in front where you wanna position yourself. You know, you're getting paid to do the job, you get prime position to film the wedding.
Don't be afraid to get those shots either. So if you're setting up with a tripod and that, get early to where the ceremony is gonna be, suss it out, what the environment is, what terrain is.
Unexpected events happen, it may rain on the day. Just make sure you know where the indoor ceremony is gonna be taking place as well.
Because that can affect the settings that you have on your camera as well. So whether you've got it set up with the ND filter outside,
Correct.
because there's too much sun out there,
Yeah.
it can darken out when you're inside.
Yeah, so that just comes with experiencing, knowing your camera. Get to know your camera. That's the first thing you can really do. Go out and play around with it, and you know, start off doing family and friends weddings or something like that, just to get your confidence up. All right, so after the ceremony, the reception is going to begin. People get a bit more relaxed, the alcohol starts to flow a bit more now, people get a bit more up front in the camera. We've got some classic shots too, I'll see if I can find them ones for you on the video. Anyway, you've got some main events that you need to make sure you capture. So obviously the speeches is a big one, father-daughter dance, as well as the cake cutting. Having better equipment, better cameras, that sort of stuff is gonna help, but at the end of the day, filmmaking and videography, it's just all about, it's creativity, it's an art really, and you know, everyone's got their own style. We'll show you the highlights reel that we put together in our recent wedding. We'd love to hear your comments and feedback, what you'd like to see. We're gonna try and release videos regularly. You know, we're trying to aim for a weekly thing, but you know, with working full-time and family life, it's probably not gonna happen at this stage.
No,
but
you
you
know,
know,
hey, we're learning, teaching and creating, and as we get bigger, you guys are gonna be what drive us forward.
if you do like any of our content, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, and then why not hit that bell notification button so you can get notified every single time we release a new episode. And we hope you got something out of this video. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take it easy.
I got a lot of lessons left to learn, but I'm not even close. Through my inhibition, I've become quite sure that I love you the most. That this could be the easiest thing if I'd let it, but I'm too afraid of losing it all. 'Cause if I leave everything on the table, then you might break my heart. But I know a love like this doesn't come around every day, and I just can't bring myself to give up right now. Not this way, 'cause I love you and I wanna hold you when we're old and gray. Oh, but love like this don't come around, don't come around every day. Never been quite sure of myself or anyone else, but here I am with you.
My dearest Maddie, how lucky am I to be here today with our family and friends to call you mine. Thank you for being the most amazing person I've ever met. Thank you for caring for me and always supporting me. You've helped me believe in myself and become who I am today. From the early years, I always knew one day you'd be my wife, and I'm so happy this day has finally come. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, and I promise that my love for you will grow each day.
From the moment I met you, I knew you were going to be in my life forever. Whether it was as my partner or my best friend, you very quickly and effortlessly became both. Throughout our 11 years together, I have never doubted that you were my person. You pick me up when I'm down, hold my hand when I'm scared, and reassure me when things get tough. From day one, we've always referred to ourselves as a team, ensuring that no matter what happens, we have each other's backs and our voices will always be heard. I remind myself almost every day how lucky I am to have the privilege of spending my life with a man like you. All of these things and more are the reason I promise you this today. I promise that no matter what, you will never face anything alone. I promise not only to be your wife, but to be your best friend and teammate until the end of time.
You can have my heart just can't bring myself to give up right now. Not this way.